And we are back with WHHITV, and I am delighted to have Miss Heather Rath. We've been missing you, and welcome back.
And I've missed you ladies so much. It's great to be back on the island. I've been working in Columbia, and it's great to be back for summer and to take a little bit of a break from the State House and be back with y'all.
Well, before we get too far into the interview,
Yes.
you know me, the fashion lady. I'm admiring your necklace from afar.
Yes,
And it's
absolutely.
it's just pretty. It's such a pretty piece. It's found locally. Tell me about this.
Yeah. So I love this. This is from Judy Costello's gallery next to Redfish, right off Palmetto Bay Road. She posted about it on Facebook, probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I thought about it and sat on it, and I decided I had to have it. So I went in the other day and just picked it up. It's really beautiful. It has beautiful crystals and pearls on it, and there's so many different ways to wear it. So I'm very thrilled with it, and thank you for recognizing
All
it.
right. You're welcome. So Coligny's busy. What's the first thing on our topic, the foundation?
Yeah, so Outside Foundation, I always love to mention all of the work that they do. And they are doing a beach cleanup at Mitchellville Freedom Park this coming weekend. They do it in conjunction with the Palmetto Running Company. So it's kind of like a pick up and run, except you don't have to run. You just go and you pick up. So they're picking up at Mitchellville Freedom Park in advance of the Juneteenth event that we'll talk about in a little bit. And so this weekend, this Saturday, 7 a.m., they provide all the trash bags. They provide all the gloves. Just go out to Mitchellville Freedom Park, help pick up the park. And remember, when you go down to the park, you go down to the pier, and then you also go down to the beach. So you can have the opportunity to clean up on the beach, clean up the park, and clean up the marsh. So pretty cool.
I think it's wonderful. Everybody come out and support it. That's what I think.
Absolutely. Yeah. And yes, you mentioned Coligny. We have so much happening at Coligny. Music 7 nights a week. You and I were talking earlier about La Bodega.
That's
we
right.
have them back at Coligny
heard.
Center Stage. I know that they're also playing at the Dunes House. If you're not seeing La Bodega, you're totally missing out, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw them, they played Prince. I mean, Prince is one of their covers that they sing, and I have to tell you, it was just so well done. And they have their own style and groove.
Yeah.
It was just enjoyable. You sat out there, had a drink, the beautiful night, and it was perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tuesday nights, I love watching Martin Lesh play the keys. He's one of the best pianists in the entire Southeast. He plays with John Cranford. They just have a great vibe. And then, of course, Jevin Daly plays his Chaotic Kids. He's been doing that for a couple of years, kind of has his own gig going. That's on Sundays and Wednesdays. So if you have the kids in town or the grandkids, always go down to Coligny and hit that center stage. And speaking of which, kids movies at Coligny. I don't know if y'all have seen the lineup that they're doing. It's really fun. So they're doing family-friendly movies at 3 o'clock every single day of the week, 5 days a week. So they're showing movies like Ghostbusters and Goonies and Shrek and Legos. And so anyways, so check out their Facebook page because it's all sort of family-friendly movies. They're also showing like Back to the Future, Stand By Me. So great kind of rainy day fun.
That is so much fun. The enthusiasm.
Yeah, get out of the
from the beach.
Yeah, and again, it's at 3 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
And so, we all know as parents, right? You get up, you go to the beach, you go to the pool, you have your fun. And then at 3 o'clock, you're like, okay, let's get into the theater, get into a dark room. Kids are like half asleep. Okay, you're half asleep. Here's some popcorn. Let's take a rest before we go to dinner. I mean, it's fun for visitors, but we're going a ton too. I mean, and we're going with our friends. So
but really, the movie selection is what is really cool. I mean, that's just good stuff.
I know.
I mean, who doesn't like the Ghostbusters?
It was fun. I mean, they showed Jaws 2 weeks ago, so and my 10-year-old went, and I was literally screaming in my chair, and my 10-year-old was just like, Mom, it's not that scary. And I'm like, this is terrifying. Anyways.
Cinematics have come a long way since that movie. But now, when you think of Hilton Head Island and music, the orchestra is not what comes to mind, but in fact, we have an amazing orchestra, and just tell us about Soundwaves and the neat event that's happening this summer.
So Tuesday nights, they're doing a really cool series. It's Jazz on the Patio down at Soundwaves. So this is in between Coligny and Soundwaves on Lagoon Road. And so what you do is you park at Coligny or Coligny Beach Park, and then you walk over with your chair. You can get food and drinks from any of the Coligny businesses, and you sit out in the street because they're closing off the street, and you listen to jazz on the patio outside of Soundwaves. So last week they had the fabulous Equinox Orchestra, which I don't know if y'all are familiar with them, but they're originally from New Orleans. They're in Savannah now. They're fabulous. And so next week we'll be having another band. And again, it's all jazz, great kind of outdoor music, great outdoor vibe.
So bring chairs.
Yeah, bring chairs. I mean, there's chairs obviously on the Coligny side where Gringo's Diner is and Stu's is. But yeah, you want to bring your chairs so that you can sit in the street. This is a great partnership with the town of Hilton Head Island and Beaufort County Sheriff's Office. I mean, we couldn't do it without them. They block off both sides of the street and they provide security for us to make sure that everybody's safe. It's awesome.
And this is Tuesdays.
Yep, it's Tuesdays, and they're going to be doing
time?
6 runs.
What time does that start? Do you remember?
It starts at 8 o'clock.
All right.
Yeah.
I love this island.
I know. I mean, it's just so cool, right?
It is so cool.
Yeah. And it's, it's rain or shine. I mean, the patio's covered, so come on out.
All right.
It's so neat to hear all the fun stuff happening because a year ago nothing was going on.
Right, we were doing a lot of online lives. Remember, we were talking about that. We were like live streaming, and now it's all in person. It's cool.
Now coming up, we talked about Juneteenth, which is a very important thing. Let's share about that.
Yeah, super excited about the Juneteenth event at Mitchellville Freedom Park. So this is hosted by the Mitchellville organization. This will be happening on the 19th at Mitchellville Freedom Park. On the 17th, which is a Thursday, I'm going to be participating. I'm super excited in Joseph McGill. He is doing a slave dwelling sleepover. So what Joseph McGill does is he goes around the country and sleeps at historic sites and invites people to come sleep over and have the experience of what slaves felt like when they were sleeping at a historic site where formerly enslaved people slept.
Wow.
And so there's going to be this whole setup, and I'm going to be participating in that. I'm super excited. It's my 3rd sleepover with Joseph McGill. I've done 2 at Magnolia Plantation with him, and then now I'm doing this one at Mitchellville.
And what's the date is this?
So that's on Thursday, and the cost for that is $80. And you bring all of your own supplies, and they put up the tent for you. And then you participate in a roundtable discussion about enslavement and the legacy that it's left on the country, and then also the site and what enslavement was like on the site. So we'll talk about enslavement on Hilton Head Island. So super excited about that piece. And then on Friday night, they're doing a movie in the park with a fish fry. And then on Saturday is the big Juneteenth event. They're going to be having music, Grammy Award-winning artists. And then, of course, Marlena Smalls is back again. She's there every year. And it's just going to be a really, ring shouters. It's just going to be a really great event. Great to celebrate the community, history of our island, and I'm really excited about Juneteenth.
So how does somebody find out to join this? They want to...
Yeah, so go to the Mitchellville Facebook page or the Mitchellville website. All the information is on there, and then sign up for their emails, and then you can get all the information.
I think that's really an interesting thing to do.
Yeah, and of course these events grow, right? So the first year, and this is the 7th annual Juneteenth. The first year it was only on Juneteenth, and of course now it's turned into a 4-day event.
I love how there's been so much awareness brought to the Mitchellville Freedom Park.
Absolutely.
There really has, and there's such history there, and it's not a place that you easily find on the island. You just have to know where it is. So I really love how there's so much happening there at Mitchellville.
Absolutely. And they're in the middle, they're about to launch their $22 million capital campaign to build the park, right? And that will have the interpretive center, and that will be utilizing all of the assets of their 33-acre park. So there's a lot of exciting stuff on the horizon over the next 2 years to build the actual Freedom Park so that we have the assets to go along with the interpretive story.
That's amazing. Wonderful. Okay, so we only have a couple seconds to go. What's happening?
Wrap up.
To wrap up, what are we doing in July?
Oh my gosh. Well, July is... I love history. I'm a history girl. So July, to me, is all about history tours. There's a lot of stuff going on with the Heritage Library where you can take really cool historic interpretive tours, both at Fort Mitchell as well as at Zion Cemetery. Coastal Discovery Museum is doing a sweetgrass basket class, so you can dig into that. You can also do some tours over at Fort Powell and discover the fort. And remember, that's where the U.S. colored troops built that fort in order to protect Mitchellville. So there's just a lot going on there. And don't forget, take a trip over to Beaufort and check out Reconstruction Beaufort. There's so much that ties in from Beaufort to Hilton Head Island.
Heather, I don't know how you keep it straight. Always full of knowledge and so much to share. So we thank you for joining us today, and we thank you all for joining us for this episode of 843 TV.
Where communities come to speak. We'll see you next time.